Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Synagogue of the Pakistani clan. I'm your host, Captain, here to go over a recap with our league war that we had against the Indian Legends. It was a good war. It was nicely broadcasted by the lovely little Gordita. We do appreciate you, and at very such short notice, again, much love your way. You're my hot tamale. Allah. So, getting into these stats, we're going to start with our 6 packs of our little Synagoguians, those few little altar boys, I guess I could call them that for now, would be Iori and Mubashkar there, number 1 and 2, even though they were dippings. We got anger management issues there at number 6. We got the Sam Hart there at number 11. We have Assad at number 12. We have Romeo Beast there at number 19. And all the way there at 22, we have the Virus. Getting into our shit hitters, we do have a few of those as well. We have Saharim there at number 23 with a sweet 90%. We got the Salmon there at number 21 with a 98. We have Habo there at number 17 with a 95. We have Evil Iori there at number 14 with a sweet 92 and a 95 doubleheader. We have myself there at number 8 with a sweet 99 because I'm a little faggot. Show there, number 7 at the 99, and I do believe that is the end of that. Yes. Getting into the hits as a whole, we are going to start with number 5. Whee! This one he's going to be doing a sweet little variation of the Falcons. I'm going to speed this up because unfortunately I am in another little time crunch trying to do these late at night before bed. OMGs. So he's going to start his queen over there at 3 o'clock with the loon trying to, get those little traps pulled. The queen's going to be marching in right along the ways, raging her up, speed through that BK, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, ended. Ram coming in to help ensure the push. That way the Valks aren't going to be potentially going over there to the gold storage right there that the king is going to. So now with the Valkyries going into that nice little compartment, they're going to beat to get to that Tesla, beat to get to the storage. The queen is going to be able to track them. They come back to the way that he was after. The Valks will go back the way that they were. At this point, it doesn't really matter. Hogs are over there at the 8 o'clock to help ensure that the Valks are going to be pushing in. Continuing on for the core of the space, the queen is actually going to be of all people to bounce back in to get to the Tesla and Expo. Valkyries, what the frig are you doing? Anyways, he's just going to continue right on rolling. And again, phasing the queen because the healers are just, hanging out with the Valkyries. You can speed this up 4 times. With the healers and the Valks, there's really nothing going to threaten them, especially right now with that air defense. It's just taken out because of that nice compartment that the 2 sections of the Valkyries were getting. But again, there were so many tight, compact groups that it would have been fine and dandies. That was a fresh hit, by the way. Speaking of nice and fresh, we have another one, number 8. It is also fresh. We're going to be doing an AQ charge with the Earthquake, starting with the BK there over at the 7 o'clock. Queen closer to the 6. Going to be beating on the barracks. Speed this up. Loon's coming in to ensure that the air tower is going to drop, because what he's hoping to do is do the Earthquake right over here. Bam! Look at that. Almost on cue. He doesn't quite get the initial wall that he was after, but I do believe, yeah, she shoots the wall because it was weakened, but it wasn't enough to break it. So she is going to fight her way through, gets the queen, gets everything that he was truly after, getting a CC pull with goblins. I'm not exactly sure what that was about, but hey, it is what it is. One healer bites the dust, the rest of them are fine. Starting as Lalo because he thought he was going to have to save the healers, but turns out he didn't have to. But all in all is well. Queen's going to be bouncing back for a couple more pups and then coming back forward. She is going to be the hero stepping into the pathway that she is because she gets the Expo and the air defense as the Lalo continues going counterclockwise. Slammer finally pops, but with the raged loons, they're going to be fine and dandy to overpower the rest of this base, with the queen finally stepping up and finishing off the rest of this shenanigans. Speeding up because it's cleanup, and look at that! Another fresh hit is the 6-packer of Sam's. This one is going to be another AQ charge. He's going to be starting over there at 10 o'clock. With his BK, Wizard in behind, Queen getting a couple free buildings, trying to wait on those healers a little bit before finally deploying them. The baby coming down to get to the town hall. The BK is finally going to fizzle out after that cannon. Gets the jump so that way he can get to the 2 Expos, the Queen, CC, and hopefully the BK without having to pop the ability a little earlier than expected. Unfortunately, She does get low, and I do believe he has to phase the queen through the CC and the king at the same. Nope, nope, wrong attack. Okay. Apparently, I can't remember. They're trying to halter our AQ charges because hounds are supposed to do that, but if you just rage through the hound, it doesn't really stop anything. So you could try it. Anyways, he's going to continue on with his push. The Slammer's going to be coming around all these nice defenses. Nothing threatening except for that one random Sam. And then he's going to continue on with his Lalo, getting nice Hastings. With the way that that thing went down, that Slammer will be able to go into that Inferno if those loons were to die, which they do. Gets the 2 shots on top of eats. So then the Slammer loons are going to pop on top of this Expo, coming back for this air defense with their dead bodies. Look at that! And he even has a swag rage in the bag. I do believe he swags it. I don't think he uses it. Yeah, there's the swag. Swag! Okay. For the next one, we got Lord Ali, number 10. Lord Ali's going to be doing another Falcon. Speed this up a little bit. Oh, almost a 2-meter hitter. Sweet. Okay, he's going to be starting the queen over there at the 3 o'clock. Loons in front of the baby to help ensure that any traps are triggered. Queen going to be marching in, getting the healers in a nice little angle. Getting the BK over there at the 1 o'clock with the wizards to help ensure the little funnelings. The queen is going to be beating on that air defense. Expo is targeting onto the queen, so that way the Valks and the BK now are going to be pushing into the core of this base. The queen will step up and ensure that all the Valks are going to come back to her after they get out of this freeze. Bowler bounces are enough to ensure that anything else as far as the jukes and jives throughout the base are going to be nicely handled. That is actually a swag rage right there if you haven't seen that. Slammer is going to finally pop on top of that Inferno Tower, ensuring that it and the Expo is going to drop. And then from here on out, he's got loons and hogs going on to the outside defenses while everybody's just beating on walls. And then from here on out, it's just random cleanup with all the troops that are kind of lingering around. We have another hit with Assad. Whee! He's going to be doing a little variation of the electrons. And by little, I mean it is. He's going to be starting with the heroes. Whoop, 2 times it. BK is going to be starting over there at the 4:30. And the queen's going to be starting a little at 7s. A couple goblins gets to Town Hall. Going to phase the queen. Her only objective was to get to this air defense. Slammer coming in directly into the queen. I think he meant to have an E-Dragon there, but he just cloned a bunch of loons and said, screw it. I've done that before. It is not a fun feeling to have in life. So he's going to start with his Lalo coming in over there at the 7:30, going clockwise. Queen is going to try to snipe off of any random loons that come into her little vicinities. He's going to freeze that multi, so that way those loons can finally push into it. Continuing on with his Lalo. The queen is going to step up a little bit to the point where those pups are going to get a couple more shots. Loons coming in again. It's going to be this last hound that's going to tank for those loons to get into that archer tower. Gets the nice pop so that from here on out, what actually overpowers this base is just all of these minions and pups finally collecting, and bam. So yeah, that was kind of lucky. I think he meant to have an Electron, but it is what it is. But anyways, the next one is going to be Abdul... What? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one. Haha. Romeo, number 12. That's the next where I got to do the recap, FYI. Should probably fold this in half so I don't see it. Okay. So he's going to be continuing on with his nice little pushings. Queen getting a couple outside buildings. I do believe it is a Hound CC. That's why he wants her to be into the outside. She is going to roll to the outside. She's going to be the thing that actually takes out this BK, phasing her ability through him. From here on out, she will die, so all is well. He's got Valks into the ram, so that way they can remove the queen and get a couple extra defenses as well. And then from here on out, it's just going to be mass hoggings with extra bacon. He's going to lay it on thick and probably slap him with his dick. So it's going to be nice and saucy. Continuing on with this nice hogging push. He does hit a couple outside bombs, but when the hogs finally get back into the compartments that they were meant to, they'll be nicely healed. And from here on out, it is going to be general cleanup, and well done to him. For the next one, we have number 13 with Assad. Whee! This is one of those kind of fun attacks that you do enjoy to see because it is dragons. That is not drag bat. He is going to try to lightning these two air defenses right here. He was hoping to get the perfect placement with two lightning. That can happen, but it is like almost pinpoint precise to nail it. Needless to say, he's just going to start coming in with his heroes over there at the 3 o'clock region, 2 times it, so that way it speeds up a little bit. Got the loons and the dragons coming in to help ensure that that town hall push is going to be nice and dandies. Queen is finally going to peter out, but it doesn't matter at this point. BK is fulfilling his obligation to ensure that all the outside trash is cleaned. Those dragons are going to go into that rage, get through the multi and the queen at the same time, fighting their way through a sweeper, but since they're in the heel, all is well. Slammer coming into the side to help ensure this nice little push to those other two back-end air defenses, hence the haste, so that way they're going to haste through it. Luckily, the Slammer is going to survive all of that, and is going to be able to pop, triggered, and hasting into that multi. Or maybe not. Just freeze it, and then slowly slink back into it, and then bam. For the next one, we have number 14 with Ahmad Rajput. He's going to be doing a nice minor hit. I do believe this is an old meta base. Not exactly sure why he's trying to rock it, but hey, kudos to you. 2 times it. We're going to start with some minions on the town hall and the outside buildings. Slammer coming into that wizard towers. Gets the first launch, hoping to get into that infernos. Hasting it, so that way the popped loons are going to be able to trigger. I'm not exactly sure what actually lured out the hound, but okay. Anyways, he is going to get the hound to come to the corner with the BK. Miner's going to be coming into the core of this base. The queen is going to be to the complete other side, so that way all she has to do is fulfill her slight obligation to keep things more centrally located, blah, 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 to this attacks. BK is still up and rocking. Queen even still has her ability, healing these miners as they go along. Nothing is going to be truly threatening them. And courtesy of the Hound finally getting back to the miners, everything's going to be fine and dandies. By the time he does somehow make his way to the Queen, she should be dead via Tesla. Apparently not. There she goes. And then from here on out, it's just waiting on the miners to finish up their little deeds to do their cleanup. Whee! Next time we have RS2 with number 15. This was a fresh hit. 2 times it. Slammer going to be coming in from 6 o'clock. Loon's coming to help ensure that the push for that mortar is going to keep that thing going into the core of the base. It's going to haste these loons, try to get a couple more defenses. Again, I'm not exactly sure what they were trying to do with the giant there. They lured the hound, but okay. Since it's a fresh hit, I can understand it. Anyways, he's going to have to do the miners with the queen to the outsides. The hound is unfortunately going to be attaching himself a little bit sooner than expected. Continuing on with this nice little push, the queen has unfortunately popped her ability, so she's not going to be able to get through that wizard tower before she croaks. Miners at this point is kind of a slow attack, so just waiting for that hound to just, decide where he wants to be. Still has a heal in the bag. He is going to do it on top of that Tesla because it is more of the high DPS than anything else, and then from there on out, it was cleanups. The next one we have is number 18. This was also a fresh hit. It's going to be starting with the golems over there from 1 and 2 o'clock. Getting the wizards in behind. A hog to help speed through that one archer tower to ensure that the golem isn't going to try to retarget. He would target the wall instead. The ram is coming into the compartment right there. The king should walk in for that cannon. Finally gets back to the wall. Queen is going to bounce back inside. Help ensure that that baby dragon is going to bite the dust. Ram is going to be unfortunately chilling and then popping a little slightly earlier than expected. Bowlers are in the rage heal. The queen finally steps up and gets annihilated. From here on out, he has a nice easy pathing for his hogs with 3 heals nonetheless and 7 more in the bag. Queen finally kicks the bucket because she wanted to bounce outside to be the hero. But from here on out, even those skeletons aren't going to be much of an issue in that poison. Look at them to be dirt. Trying to spread that heal to get as many of these hogs as he can. Nails it, and then from here on out, clean up. We got Dorman there at number 20. This is also a fresh hit. Speed this up. BK is going to be doing his little thing over there at 5 o'clock. Queen coming in at 7. Loon coming in the target for 80 traps for the babies. Queen going to slowly but surely pushing her way in. Wallbreaker in. Raging her up. She's going to be able to charge in like she was meant to do. Loon is unfortunately going to kick the bucket before I could get to that wizard or archer tower. Queen's just going to fight through that baby. Rage her up to fight through the enemy archer queen of the rest of the CC. Since it was multiple Valks, she will have to face her ability. Slammer coming in to tank, as well as these loons coming in for the Lalo. Hound is going to pop. Continuing on with his Lalo. The queen is finally getting into that jump that she was meant to use. Lalo slowly coming in. He's hoping they get the heal for more of the Lalo, but hey, at this point, healing the Slammer loons will be just fine and dandy as well. I do believe he does get on top of that archer tower before... Yeah, there it is. Bam. So that way he can heal and haste throughout that. Unfortunately, they're going to bounce out and then have to come back in to finish off the rest of this base. But hey, it is what it is, and well smashed. Whee! Next we have Saharian there at number 21. We got some Hogs, Pekkas, and Witches. Not much of a witch slap, which is actually kind of nice. Queen's going to be over there for the 4 o'clock. The witches are going to be over there towards the 5. That way when he tries to get into this wallbreaker entry right here at this archer tower, the queen will be able to go ins. Unfortunately, he can't get that wallbreaker entry, so he's just going to have to phase her ability as well as rage. That wall junction right there is kind of awkward, but she's going to apparently avoid it. So yeah, now the king's going to go for a nice little core dive. It is a Hound CC, so it actually pans out in his favor. I forgot to 2 times it. So he's just going to Bowler Bomb that core, let the queen walk. Nobody's going to target that Hound, so that way these Hogs are going to go into the core of this base. Bowlers actually bounce out and get the sweet bounces onto that wizard tower, ensuring that they're going to get more value with these bounces. Hound is finally attracted to those Pekkas into the core, so that way they can fight their way through. The queen is fine and dandy to do the cleanup towards the outside. Since it's 3 Pekkas and they're not splitting, they are going to be able to phase through all of these walls and just speed up through everything else. Ironically enough, the way that the Pekkas went, they won't have to fight through the queen and finish off with the Tesla. Yay! Next one we have Virus, which I do believe is another fresh. I do believe the rest of these are fresh except for the last one. This is another base that you can find online. I'm not exactly sure why people like to rock them, but hey, you do you. Loons are going to be able to track that Sam. It is going to be a Hound CC. Heroes in at 7 o'clock. King's going to be doing his little duties towards the outside. Archer's going to finally be able to kick that bucket via that Mort. Lalo coming in. Unfortunately, the queen is going to trigger the CC momentarily. Continuing on with his Lalo push. Loons are going to be coming in nice and dandy to the back end Tesla farm, healing through it with back end loons to help ensure that the finale of this push is well and done. Still has 9 minions in the bag as well as a loon, so he can just sprinkle them as needed. Clearly, it was just pure swag up the hizzles. Yay! For the next one, we have Salmon. Again, another fresh. Going to be doing 3 Pekkas and a Queen Walk. Queen's going to be starting over there at the 6 o'clocks. Triggers the Hound, unfortunately, so the Queen's just going to have to phase her way through it. Skeletons are triggered, so he hits the poison to try to speed that up, so that way she can get right back to the what matters the most on the Hound. Baby's going to be going in, finally kicks the bucket. Hound finally pops. The Queen is going to be able to be handle her way through it. Does drop a rage. Should have done a little sooner, but hey, it is what it is. King's going to be beaten on that town hall. Queen's going to finally make her way to the lifts. Pekkas are going to be going core diving into this Archer Queen. She will step up, so that way they're going to go right into her. The way that the P.E.K.K.A.s are going to her, the bowlers are going to follow right in behind, going into these compartment. King bounced to the outside, so that way he could funnel these troops to continue on going more core diving. P.E.K.K.A.s finally get that one junction open, so they can continue on. Hogs coming into the outsides, just waiting for the heals for the nice placements. And then from here on out, Queen is just going to be sniping some buildings while the healers retarget to the P.E.K.K.A.s and Hogs. Queen is able to hit almost everything from here on out, except for this one P.E.K.K.A that comes down and saves these healers with that air defense. Yay! Next one we have is Virus. Got a loon coming in over there from the 2 o'clock region. Woo! It's going to be another Hound CC. These guys really trying to stop the AQ charges, which again, Hounds really don't do that. I mean, nothing really does. I mean, just rage through it if all else fails, and you're generally good to go. Anyways, Queen's going to be doing her nice little shooting before she dies, starting in with a Lalo push, coming more towards the 6 o'clock, going through the core of this base. Couple loons on the back end side, pushing through those wizard towers. Yawn! Oh, I need to go to bed. But anyways, loons are going to be going through this nice little heals. Queen is actually dead, so it's going to be a swag skeleton spell nonetheless as well. Raging those loons into the expo, and then back end loons to kind of dissipate these wizard towers, so that way they're going to just one drop bottoms. Cha-boom! And then from here on out, just general cleanup and well smashed. Yay! And for the last one, we have Rihanna there at number 25. Zoom out a little bit because I don't remember where he starts. Okay, he does start with the heroes over there at the 10:30. There is a hole in the base that he just dropped the king, trying to lure, I think, for the season. No. I think he just dropped the king there just to ensure that the giant bomb would be triggered. Even though for an air attack you don't need it. So, I guess this is just green being green. Anyways, his queen's going to be going to the outside, just, annihilating more of these defenses, starting with his Lalo over there at 11 o'clock. Hasting the Hound, then finally the Loot step up. Fuck me. Anyways, the Lalo is going to be continuing into more of this base. Queen is finally engaged, and I think these loons are... Nope, not the loons, never mind. Pups and the Rager are actually what take her out. Getting the nice haste towards the outside. Loons are going to bounce back out. So he's just going to continue more loons coming in. It's actually I want to say the Hound is what actually gets that air defense of all things. Like, nothing actually retargets up there. Nah, he does get the loons. Okay, so yeah, the loons actually somehow finally find their way back up into that compartment. Should have just 2 times it. And then healing through that expo, which if they're going to be fighting an air sweeper was going to be fines, even though there's enough pups and minions to really finish off everything else. So, good job, Green. And with that, that wraps up our recap. It was a nice war with Indian Legends. We do wish them luck in the rest of the season of the Minor League Clan Wars. I think that was week 4? Or was it week 5? I don't remember. But anyways, without that out of the way, I do wish you guys adieu.